Right, guys, I hope you have your coffee ready because what I'm about to show you is going to change the way you look at design and shipping new websites, whether it be for your own brand or for clients. It's going to change the way you see things and it's going to change the way you operate on a daily basis. So buckle up, get ready, and let's start designing. So first and foremost, in this video, we're going to be using Google AI Studio to design and build a multi-page website that links perfectly and is connected to our backend CRM system on GoHighLevel. And we're going to host it. All right. So we're going to do all of the hosting, and really this should not take a long time at all. I tested it yesterday and my mind was fucking blown. Before we start designing, you should have done all of your copywriting already. Okay. So inside of our school community, we've got a step-by-step process that takes you through the process of creating and writing persuasive copy for your audience. You cannot have a well-functioning, highly converting website for yourself or your clients if your copy is crap. Okay, so if you haven't already, go through that process, or if you're not inside the school community, you can join for $7, and the link is in the description below. Pause this video, go do that, and then come back and let's crack on with this. Okay, so the first part of the process, all that we need is a Google AI Studio account. Now, if you have a Google business setup, you have this already, so congratulations. But the first thing that you want to do is go out and find some design references. So you can either use Dribble and go to web design and find any sites that you like, but I actually really like to go to Framer, go to the community setup, go to gallery best sites, and you're just going to see some phenomenal websites. Okay, this is probably like the best, most well-designed websites, in the industry. So if you want to push AI's limits and capabilities when it comes to design, like this is where we're going to do it. All right. So I'm going to find a template I like that ultimately matches, what I want my brand to feel like and look like, and ultimately what it does look like. So, immediately I like the look of this. So I'm going to go ahead, open it. And that's pretty cool, right? So I'm going to go ahead and screenshot that. Boom. Boom. We bring it over into AI Studio. Ugh. All right, and now we're going to go ahead and do the first prompt. Okay, so the first prompt is create a home page for my website. Start with something that looks like this. Attached image reference. We're going to do this one page at a time, right? So we don't want to do too many pages all at once, because then, we're just going to get a poor quality result. So I've got some dummy copy that I'm going to be using right now. So if I'm just going to go get it on my other screen for a second. All right, guys, so we've got our first bit of design back and we're looking pretty good, I must say. All right, so we've got this looking pretty close to the reference design. We've got some logos in here. We've got the problem agitation section, brave brand positioning, the fork in the road. I'm probably not, don't want to call it the fork in the road, but you can see here we've got path 1, path 2, build the business. This will go to one landing page. This will go to another landing page. So there's a few copy changes that I'd make, but what we're going to do now is we're going to set up the next pages. All right, so I'm just saying now, in natural language, now create the next page of the site for the fork in the road, path 1, in the same style as the home page. Here is the copy for that page. Boom, and create the next page. All right, so page 2 is now complete. So if we go down to here, our path 1, our fork in the road, we've got path 1 landing page complete. And again, this is just a first draft. Obviously, there's so much we can do in regards to adding images and stuff, but you can see, guys, this is just insane. Just imagine delivering this to a client who has no idea about designing. A local business, for example, they'll absolutely crap themselves, and I haven't even had breakfast yet. All right, so the next step is to basically add the remaining pages. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, add path 2, add an about us page, and add a contact us page, and then we're pretty much good to go and start hosting. All right, so I'm going to crack on and do that right now. All right, so in this prompt, I basically said, please now create a contact us page with an integration for a GHL calendar. All right, because what I want to do on the back end of this page, because we're going to be hosting this on Netlify, I want to be able to automatically take any leads that come through the site and put them directly into GHL so I can start nurturing them, right? So usually when I mention GHL to AI, it knows exactly what I'm talking about. So, it should create an embed form as well. So let's go ahead and see what it does. What we need to do now basically is get our GHL calendar locked and loaded. So I'm going to go over to my boss account. And again, if you don't have a GHL account or, our white label version of it, which is Boss Brave Operating System, you can get access to that inside our premium membership inside school. So if you sign up to our premium membership, you basically get a free access to your own GHL account. And if you already have GHL, you can get our snapshot, which has some pretty epic funnels on as well. So that's all available in our premium membership. But for now, I'm going to go over to my calendar. I'm going to go to calendar settings. All right, so you can see our GHL calendar is locked and loaded, and we can basically start taking calls and getting those books straight into our calendar immediately. Okay, so that's pretty flippin' cool, I must say. So what I want to do now is just get the the navigation. All right, and I'm just going to go ahead and say this is what I want my primary nav to be. So you can see I've got home, build the business, build the operator, about, and contact. Okay, so it should just change all of this for me. So header is updated. We've got build the business, build the operator, about, contact, start now. So you can see like that's a bit of a mistake, right? So I'm going to go ahead and just make a bit of an annotation and just add that to the chat. And I'm going to say button. Okay, hopefully that vague prompt is good enough to explain what I want. Let's see. Okay, guys, so we're pretty much good to go. I'm going to go do a few final touches like update logos and stuff like that. And then once the logos are locked in place, I might also just take some of these AI suggestions in, because that's kind of why I love Google AI Studio, like over Claude, because it just gives me suggestions as well. All right, so add button to the build a business page, probably a good idea. Yeah, probably should do that. Add tooltips to navigation links. I don't know, maybe you can try that too, okay? But you could also integrate API, AI features and all of that stuff, but we're just gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna get my Brave Brand logo in place. And if you do wanna add like, specific images, you have to upload your images to Boss or GoHighLevel account, where you can essentially go to media storage, where all of your images are stored on an actual web link. Okay, so here I've got my white logo, which is a PNG, and I'm going to say, so it's going to do it. Usually, like it pops it in and it's quite big, and then I just got to tell it to reduce the size a little bit. But that's how you add images. Okay, you use your media storage on GHL because this is where the images are hosted. Typically this would have a hard time. Sort of doing it itself. Okay, so we've got our header is linking. We've got all of our sub pages looking really nice. We've got our contact us section, which is connected to our boss account, and everything's pretty much ready to rock and roll. We've also got mobile. Things are optimized here. There's obviously things that I would like to do. If I really did want this to be production ready, such as adding more images. Maybe adding a VSL, some videos, but I think for now, like we're good and ready to move on. Now what we're going to do is go ahead and host this bad boy. All right, so what you need to do is hit this button over here, which says save to GitHub. And so I'm going to go ahead and call this Brave Brand demo example site design. You just call this anything you want. And you're going to want to hit private on this. Like, I don't really want anyone seeing my site. I mean, you might want people to see it and use it and remix it, but I don't want that. All right. So create GitHub repo. Now, If you don't have a GitHub account, like you just basically set one up for free using your Google account or whatever you want. But ultimately what this is going to do and what Google AI Studio is going to do is it's going to organize all of your files for you. Okay, so this is something we used to have to do manually, but we're just going to go ahead and hit stage and commit all changes. Okay, so this is going to save it directly to your GitHub. But you can see here that if I go to my GitHub, here is my project and here is all my code. Okay, so at any time I can click this button and this will just open up Google AI Studio and this project again, so I can basically make any changes. All right. So we're going to go ahead now and take this a step further by going to Netlify, which is actually going to host everything for us in a secure way. So if you don't have an account, go ahead and set that up for free. But I'm going to go add new project. And I'm going to go for import an existing project, click GitHub. Okay, and so you can see here that I can see my different projects. So I'm going to go for Brave Brand Demo, project name, Brave Brand example. Nothing we really need to do there. I just ignore those things and go deploy Brave Brand example. Okay, so what Netlify is doing now is it is building your site. So it says published. Okay, and now we have a pure blank screen. All right, guys, so just to show you how I fixed the black page issue in Netlify, I basically said I've uploaded the site to GitHub and then to Netlify, but when I check the site preview, it's just a black screen. And then it basically said the black screen issue typically occurs when the React application isn't being loaded into the HTML file. So it basically added the missing script tag to the index HTML. And so when I updated that and I went back to our Brave Brand test, and I click this, our website's working. And now we have our website, which is hooked up to our CRM system. It's got our multiple pages, some lovely animation, and everything is now controlled inside Google AI Studio. So if I want to make changes in the future, I just go to Google, I make sure I save the changes to GitHub, and then ultimately that'll automatically update on Netlify. Okay. Now, the only remaining thing to do would be to connect that up to its own domain. That's really easy inside Netlify. All you have to do is go press a few buttons, connect it up to your GoDaddy or your Google URL. So ultimately, guys, that's how you get a site set up so you have somewhere for people to find you. Now, whether you're doing that for yourself or you're doing that for other clients, there's an incredibly lucrative business in here, an opportunity for you to ultimately sell this to other people or to do it for yourself and start taking payments and start making money. So if you want to get access to all of the prompts that lead up to this point, and that's the process we take our clients through, all of the prompts that are included, including how to write persuasive copy, how to actually know who your target audience is so the copy ultimately works. That is all available inside of our school community for only $7 per month. I know I'm crazy, but go ahead, get it. There's some value in there. Say hello. Would love to see you. But anyway, my friend, I'll see you on the next one.